Question 1. An Agile team is struggling with frequent interruptions and a lack of focus during their sprints. Which of the following Agile principles or practices would best address this issue? A. Developing a detailed project charter before starting any work. B. Implementing a strict change control board for all scope alterations. C. Limiting work in progress, WIP, and establishing clear working agreements. D. Extending the sprint length to accommodate more tasks and interruptions. Answer: C. Limiting work in progress, WIP, and establishing clear working agreements. Limiting work in progress, WIP, directly addresses the problem of frequent interruptions and lack of focus by ensuring the team concentrates on fewer items at a time, thereby completing them faster and reducing context switching. Clear working agreements, such as defining how the team will handle new requests or emergencies, further reduce distractions and provide a shared understanding of how to maintain focus. For instance, a team might agree to only pull new work when current tasks are done or to dedicate specific, interruption-free, blocks of time. This practice helps the team become more efficient and improves the quality of their work. Question 2. During a sprint retrospective, the Scrum team identifies that their definition of done, DOD, is consistently not being met for all items. What should be the immediate next step for the team? A. Move all incomplete items to the next sprint's backlog. B. Lower the quality standards to meet the current definition of done. C. Revisit and refine the definition of done collaboratively to make it realistic and achievable. D. Escalate the issue to the project sponsor for resolution. Answer: C. Revisit and refine the definition of done collaboratively to make it realistic and achievable. The definition of done, DOD, is a critical shared understanding that helps the team know when a product backlog item is complete, ensuring quality and transparency. If the team consistently fails to meet their DOD, it indicates that the definition might be unrealistic, or there are underlying process issues that need to be addressed. The immediate next step is for the entire Scrum team, including the product owner and Scrum Master, to collaboratively discuss and refine the DOD to make it achievable and reflect their current capabilities, potentially by identifying and removing impediments. This collaborative refinement ensures everyone understands and commits to the agreed-upon quality standard. Question 3. A product owner is continually adding new, high-priority features to the product backlog during a sprint. What is the most appropriate Agile approach for the Scrum Master to address this situation? A. Instruct the development team to work overtime to accommodate the new features. B. Facilitate a discussion with the product owner and development team about sprint commitment and scope stability. C. Remove some existing features from the current sprint to make room for the new ones. D. Advise the product owner that new features can only be added during the next sprint planning meeting. Answer: B. Facilitate a discussion with the product owner and development team about sprint commitment and scope stability. In Scrum, once a sprint begins, the development team commits to a set of product backlog items, and the sprint goal should remain stable to allow the team to focus and deliver. While product owners manage the product backlog, adding significant new high-priority features mid-sprint disrupts this commitment and can jeopardize the sprint goal. The Scrum Master's role is to facilitate understanding and adherence to Scrum principles, so they should facilitate a conversation explaining the impact of scope changes to the product owner and team, emphasizing the importance of sprint stability and protecting the team's ability to achieve their sprint goal. This helps uphold the integrity of the sprint and ensures sustainable pace. Question 4. Which of the following best describes the primary purpose of a daily Scrum meeting? A. To report progress to the Scrum Master and product owner. B. To discuss and resolve all technical impediments encountered by the team. C. To synchronize activities, inspect progress toward the sprint goal, and adjust the sprint backlog if needed. D. To plan new features for the upcoming sprint based on stakeholder feedback. Answer: C. To synchronize activities, inspect progress toward the sprint goal, and adjust the sprint backlog if needed. The daily Scrum is a short, time-boxed event for the development team to inspect their progress toward the sprint goal and adapt the sprint backlog for the next 24 hours. It's a key synchronization point where team members share what they did yesterday, what they will do today, and any impediments they face, ensuring everyone is aligned and working cohesively towards the sprint objective. While progress is discussed, its primary focus is on the team's self-organization and collaborative planning rather than reporting to management. This meeting is crucial for quickly identifying and addressing any deviations from the plan. Question 5. An Agile team is struggling with delivering value frequently and adapting to changing customer needs. Which of the following lean principles would be most beneficial for them to focus on? A. Optimize the whole. B. Build quality in. C. Deliver fast. D. Defer commitment. Answer: C. Deliver fast. The lean principle of deliver fast directly addresses the challenge of delivering value frequently and adapting to changing customer needs by emphasizing the importance of rapid, incremental delivery to gain early feedback. Delivering quickly reduces the time to market, allows for earlier validation of features with real users, and provides more opportunities to pivot or adapt based on customer insights. When a team consistently delivers small, valuable increments, they naturally become more responsive and effective at meeting evolving requirements. This principle promotes a continuous flow of value and learning, crucial for Agile success. Question 6. What is the main benefit of using story points for estimating effort in Agile projects? A. They provide a direct measure of time, like hours or days. B. They force the team to break down tasks into very small, predictable units. C. They facilitate relative estimation, abstracting away from specific time units and focusing on complexity, risk, and effort. D. They are easily understandable by non-technical stakeholders without further explanation. Answer: C. They facilitate relative estimation, abstracting away from specific time units and focusing on complexity, risk, and effort. Story points are a unit of measure for expressing the overall effort required to implement a product backlog item or any other piece of work. Unlike time-based estimates, story points are relative, meaning they reflect the size of a user story compared to others, taking into account factors like complexity, amount of work, and uncertainty. This relative sizing encourages the team to think about the work broadly and reduces the tendency to commit to precise, often inaccurate, time estimates. Using story points promotes team collaboration in estimation and helps foster a shared understanding of work. Question 7. A new Agile team is experiencing difficulties due to a lack of shared understanding regarding project goals and priorities. Which artifact or event would be most effective in establishing this clarity? A. Daily Scrum. B. Release Plan. C. Product Backlog. D. Sprint Review. Answer: C. Product Backlog. The product backlog is the single, ordered list of everything that might be needed in the product and is the sole source of requirements for any changes to be made to the product. It clearly articulates the project goals and priorities in the form of product backlog items, which are prioritized by the product owner. A well-maintained and transparent product backlog ensures that the entire team and stakeholders have a shared understanding of what needs to be built and why, guiding all development efforts. This central artifact serves as a living roadmap for the product's evolution. Question 8. An Agile team is consistently finding critical defects late in the development cycle, leading to reworks and delays. Which extreme programming, XP, practice would be most beneficial to adopt to mitigate this issue? A. Collective code ownership. B. Metaphor. C. Pair programming. D. Planning game. Answer: C. Pair programming. Pair programming involves two developers working together at one workstation on the same code, with one writing code and the other reviewing it in real time. This practice directly addresses the problem of late-stage defects by promoting continuous code review, knowledge sharing, and immediate error detection. The constant collaboration and dual perspective help catch mistakes early, improve code quality, and lead to fewer critical defects downstream. It's a proactive quality assurance technique that fosters learning and reduces the cost of defects significantly. Question 9. An Agile team is performing well, but their organizational environment still operates largely in a traditional, command and control manner. As a Scrum Master, what is the most appropriate action to support the team's agility within this environment? A. Insist that the organization immediately adopt all Agile practices company-wide. B. Shield the team completely from organizational impediments without seeking to resolve them. C. Act as a change agent, educating stakeholders and managers on Agile principles and practices while helping the team navigate the existing culture. D. Encourage the team to ignore organizational policies and focus solely on their work. Answer: C. Act as a change agent, educating stakeholders and managers on Agile principles and practices while helping the team navigate the existing culture. The Scrum Master's role extends beyond the immediate team to the broader organization, acting as a servant leader and a change agent. In a traditional environment, they should educate stakeholders and management about Agile values, principles, and practices, highlighting the benefits and helping them understand how to interact effectively with an Agile team. While protecting the team from distractions is important, it's also crucial to work towards resolving systemic impediments by fostering a better understanding of Agile throughout the organization. This approach helps the team succeed while gradually influencing positive cultural change. Question 10. What is the primary purpose of a Kanban board in an Agile context? A. To manage the team's personal vacation schedules. B. To visualize the flow of work, identify bottlenecks, and limit work in progress, WIP. C. To provide a detailed Gantt chart representation of the project schedule. D. To track individual team member performance metrics. Answer: B. To visualize the flow of work, identify bottlenecks, and limit work in progress, WIP. A Kanban board is a visual tool used to manage and track the flow of work from start to finish. It typically consists of columns representing different stages of work, e.g., to do, in progress, done, and cards representing individual work items. By visualizing the work, teams can easily see the status of each item, identify where work is piling up, bottlenecks, and enforce work in progress, WIP, limits to maintain a smooth, efficient flow. This system promotes transparency, reduces waste, and helps teams continuously improve their delivery process. Question 11. An Agile team wants to ensure that all team members are capable of working on different parts of the system, reducing reliance on single points of failure. Which characteristic of an Agile team does this describe? A. Self-organizing. B. Cross-functional. C. Empowered. D. Customer-centric. Answer: B. Cross-functional. A cross-functional team possesses all the skills necessary to deliver value without relying on outside specialists. This characteristic means that team members are encouraged to learn skills beyond their primary expertise, enabling them to assist with different tasks and reduce dependencies on specific individuals. By having a broad range of skills distributed among team members, the team becomes more resilient, adaptable, and efficient, ensuring work can continue even if one member is unavailable. This fosters collective ownership and improves the overall flow of work. Question 12. During a sprint review, stakeholders express concern that the product increment does not fully meet their expectations, despite being technically complete according to the definition of done. What is the most important outcome of this feedback? A. The development team must work overtime to fix the issues immediately. B. The product owner should update and reprioritize the product backlog based on the new insights. C. The Scrum Master should escalate the issue to senior management for resolution. D. The sprint retrospective agenda should focus solely on blaming individuals. Answer: B. The product owner should update and reprioritize the product backlog based on the new insights. The sprint review is a key event for inspecting the increment and adapting the product backlog based on feedback from stakeholders. When stakeholders express concerns, it indicates new learning or a shift in understanding about what constitutes true value. The product owner, responsible for maximizing the value of the product, must capture this feedback and use it to update, refine, and reprioritize the product backlog, ensuring future sprints focus on delivering what genuinely meets customer needs. This adaptive approach is central to Agile development, enabling the product to evolve correctly. Question 13. Which of the following best represents the Agile principle of individuals and interactions over processes and tools? A. Strictly adhering to a detailed project plan regardless of changing circumstances. B. Prioritizing face-to-face conversations and collaboration among team members over extensive documentation. C. Investing heavily in advanced project management software to automate all communication. D. Following a rigid, predefined set of rules for all team interactions and decision-making. Answer: B. Prioritizing face-to-face conversations and collaboration among team members over extensive documentation. The Agile principle, individuals and interactions over processes and tools, emphasizes that human connection and effective communication are more critical for success than relying solely on rigid processes or sophisticated tools. Prioritizing direct communication, such as face-to-face conversations and collaborative discussions, fosters better understanding, quicker problem-solving, and stronger team cohesion compared to formal, extensive documentation or reliance on tools that may hinder direct interaction. This approach recognizes that people are the most valuable asset in development and their ability to interact effectively drives success. Question 14. An Agile team needs to break down a large, complex user story into smaller, manageable pieces that can be delivered within a single sprint. Which technique is most appropriate for this task? A. Critical Path Method, CPM. B. Work Breakdown Structure, WBS. C. Story Splitting. D. Earned Value Management, EVM. Answer: C. Story Splitting. Story splitting is an Agile technique used to break down large or complex user stories, often called epics, into smaller, independent, and valuable user stories that can be completed within a single sprint. The goal is to create smaller items that still deliver distinct value and are testable, making them easier to estimate and implement. Techniques like splitting by workflow steps, by business rules, or by data variations help reduce complexity and enable continuous delivery of value. This practice is crucial for maintaining flow and fitting work into short iterations. Question 15. What is the primary role of a Scrum Master in fostering team performance? A. To assign tasks to team members and ensure deadlines are met. B. To remove impediments, coach the team on Agile practices, and facilitate Scrum events. C. To dictate the product vision and manage the product backlog. D. To conduct performance reviews and manage individual team member salaries. Answer: B. To remove impediments, coach the team on Agile practices, and facilitate Scrum events. The Scrum Master acts as a servant leader to the Scrum team, fostering an environment conducive to team success. Their primary responsibilities include removing obstacles or impediments that hinder the team's progress, coaching the team on self-organization and cross-functionality, and ensuring proper adherence to Scrum principles and practices by facilitating all Scrum events. They empower the team to be self-managing and continuously improve, rather than dictating tasks or managing performance reviews. The Scrum Master supports the team, the product owner, and the organization in adopting and enacting Scrum. Question 16. A key stakeholder is consistently bypassing the product owner and directly assigning tasks to development team members. What is the most appropriate action for the Scrum Master to take? A. Tell the development team to ignore the stakeholder's requests. B. Coach the stakeholder on the roles and responsibilities within Scrum and the importance of the product owner's authority over the product backlog. C. Restrict the stakeholder's access to the development team. D. Allow the team to decide whether to accept the tasks or not, without intervention. Answer. B. Coach the stakeholder on the roles and responsibilities within Scrum and the importance of the product owner's authority over the product backlog. In Scrum, the product owner is the sole authority for managing the product backlog and prioritizing work for the development team. Direct assignments from stakeholders bypass this crucial role, leading to potential conflicts in priorities and disruption of the sprint goal. The Scrum Master, as a coach and process guardian, should educate the stakeholder on proper interaction channels and the importance of respecting Scrum roles and the product owner's responsibility. This helps protect the team from external interference and ensures a single, clear source of work direction. Question 17. An Agile team uses a burn-down chart to track its progress. What does a burn-down chart primarily illustrate? A. The total number of defects found over the project's lifetime. B. The amount of work remaining versus time in a sprint or release. C. The individual performance of each team member. D. The project's overall budget expenditure against planned costs. Answer. B. The amount of work remaining versus time in a sprint or release. A burn-down chart is an information radiator that visually represents the work remaining over time in a sprint or a release. It typically shows a line trending downwards from the initial scope to zero, allowing the team to quickly assess whether they are on track to complete the committed work by the end of the iteration. Deviations from the ideal burn-down line can indicate problems, such as unforeseen work, impediments, or incorrect estimations, prompting the team to adapt and adjust. This tool provides a simple, transparent way to monitor progress. Question 18. What is the primary purpose of a definition of ready in an Agile context? A. To ensure all team members are certified before starting a project. B. To ensure product backlog items are sufficiently clear, understood, and estimable before entering a sprint. C. To define when a product is ready for market launch. D. To establish a minimum viable product scope for a release. Answer. B. To ensure product backlog items are sufficiently clear, understood, and estimable before entering a sprint. A definition of ready, DOR, is an optional but often useful agreement within an Agile team that defines the criteria a product backlog item, PBI, must meet before it can be considered ready for development in a sprint. This ensures that the team has a clear understanding of the PBI's requirements, dependencies, and acceptance criteria, making it estimable and reducing ambiguity during the sprint. Establishing a DOR helps prevent vague or poorly defined work from entering the sprint, thereby increasing the likelihood of successful delivery. It promotes readiness and reduces waste. Question 19. An Agile team is experiencing frequent misunderstandings between developers and testers regarding the expected behavior of new features. Which practice would best improve their shared understanding? A. Implementing a strict hierarchy for decision-making. B. Limiting communication to formal written reports only. C. Adopting Three Amigos sessions or behavior-driven development, BDD. D. Increasing individual work and reducing collaboration. Answer. C. Adopting Three Amigos sessions or behavior-driven development, BDD. Three Amigos sessions involve the product owner, representing the business, a developer, representing the implementation, and a tester, representing quality assurance, discussing a feature before development begins. This collaborative discussion, often facilitated by behavior-driven development, BDD, examples, ensures that all three perspectives align on the expected behavior, requirements, and acceptance criteria of a user story. This shared understanding prevents misunderstandings, clarifies assumptions, and improves the quality of the developed features by addressing potential issues proactively. It's a powerful way to foster clear communication and shared vision. Question 20. Which concept emphasizes the importance of releasing working software frequently, rather than waiting for a complete product, to gain early feedback and adapt? A. Waterfall development. B. Big design up front, BDUF. C. Continuous delivery. D. Detailed functional specifications. Answer: C. Continuous delivery. Continuous delivery is a software engineering approach where teams produce software in short cycles, ensuring that the software can be released reliably at any time. The core idea is to automate the deployment process and keep the code in a perpetually deployable state, allowing for frequent, small releases. This practice facilitates rapid feedback from end users, enabling the team to quickly adapt to changing requirements and ensure the product remains aligned with market needs. It directly embodies the Agile principle of delivering working software frequently. Question 21. A new Agile team member is struggling to understand the concept of self-organizing within a Scrum team. How would you best explain this concept? A. It means the team members report directly to the project manager for all task assignments. B. It means the team collectively determines the best way to accomplish the work and manage themselves, rather than being directed by an external manager. C. It means each team member decides their own individual project goals and ignores team commitments. D. It means the team only works on tasks they personally find interesting, regardless of priority. Answer: B. It means the team collectively determines the best way to accomplish the work and manage themselves, rather than being directed by an external manager. Self-organizing teams are a cornerstone of Agile methodologies, particularly Scrum. It means that the individuals closest to the work, the development team, are empowered to collectively decide how best to achieve the sprint goal and manage their own work, rather than having tasks dictated by an external manager. This empowerment fosters greater ownership, innovation, and efficiency, as the team members are best positioned to determine the most effective strategies. For example, the team decides who works on what and how they will collaborate to deliver the increment. Question 22. What is the primary benefit of holding regular sprint retrospectives? A. To review the product increment with stakeholders and gather feedback. B. To reprioritize the product backlog for the next sprint. C. To inspect how the last sprint went with regard to people, relationships, process, and tools, and identify improvements. D. To formally approve the budget and schedule for the upcoming release. Answer: C. To inspect how the last sprint went with regard to people, relationships, process, and tools, and identify improvements. The sprint retrospective is a crucial Scrum event dedicated to continuous improvement for the team itself. During this meeting, the Scrum team inspects its performance in the past sprint concerning its processes, tools, interactions, and environment. The primary goal is to identify what went well, what could be improved, and to create a plan for implementing those improvements in the next sprint, fostering a culture of continuous learning and adaptation. This commitment to self-reflection helps the team become more effective over time. Question 23. An Agile team is working on a project where requirements are highly uncertain and likely to change frequently. Which approach to planning would be most suitable? A. Creating a comprehensive, fixed-scope project plan at the outset. B. Employing rolling wave planning and progressive elaboration, focusing on short-term detail and long-term vision. C. Delaying all planning until all requirements are fully documented and approved. D. Developing a detailed Gantt chart that covers the entire project lifecycle. Answer: B. Employing rolling wave planning and progressive elaboration, focusing on short-term detail and long-term vision. In Agile environments, where requirements are often uncertain and subject to change, rolling wave planning and progressive elaboration are essential. This approach involves detailing the work for the immediate future, e.g., the next few sprints, with precision, while keeping the longer-term plan at a higher, more flexible level of detail. As the project progresses and more information becomes available, the distant portions of the plan are progressively elaborated and refined. This allows the team to adapt to new information and changes without being constrained by a rigid, upfront plan. Question 24. Which of the following is a core principle of lean software development that focuses on eliminating activities that do not add value to the customer? A. Build quality in. B. Eliminate waste. C. Defer commitment. D. Optimize the whole. Answer: B. Eliminate waste. Eliminating waste is a fundamental principle of lean thinking, which is highly influential in Agile development. Waste, in this context, refers to any activity or effort that does not add value to the end customer. Examples of waste in software development include partially done work, extra features, unnecessary processes, waiting, defects, and task switching. By systematically identifying and eliminating these wasteful activities, teams can streamline their processes, increase efficiency, and deliver more value to the customer more quickly. This focus helps the team become more effective and productive. Question 25. What is the main purpose of an information radiator in an Agile environment? A. To securely store confidential project documents. B. To provide a highly visible display of key project information, making it accessible and transparent to the entire team and stakeholders. C. To generate automated reports for senior management only. D. To distribute physical documents to all team members at the start of each day. Answer: B. To provide a highly visible display of key project information, making it accessible and transparent to the entire team and stakeholders. An information radiator is a visual display, such as a whiteboard, Kanban board, or large monitor, placed in a prominent location where the team and stakeholders can easily see it. Its main purpose is to make critical project information, like progress, impediments, or key metrics, transparent and immediately accessible to everyone without needing to ask. This enhances communication, fosters a shared understanding of the project's status, and promotes rapid information flow within the Agile team. It's a simple yet powerful tool for promoting transparency and collaboration. Question 26. An Agile team is performing sprint planning and needs to estimate the effort for several user stories. Which estimation technique would be most appropriate for facilitating a collaborative and relative sizing discussion? A. Expert judgment. B. 3-point estimating. C. Planning poker. D. Parametric estimating. Answer: C. Planning poker. Planning poker is a consensus-based, gamified technique used by Agile teams for estimating the effort or relative size of user stories during sprint planning. Team members individually select a card representing their estimate, and all cards are revealed simultaneously. This method encourages discussion, uncovers assumptions, and helps the team converge on a shared understanding and estimate, using relative units like story points. It prevents individual anchoring and promotes collaborative decision-making, leading to more reliable estimates for the team. Question 27. When an Agile team finds that a committed user story cannot be completed within a sprint due to unforeseen technical challenges, what is the most appropriate action? A. Force the team to work overtime until the story is complete. B. Move the incomplete story back to the product backlog for re-estimation and reprioritization by the product owner. C. Ignore the technical challenges and deliver the story with known defects. D. Assign the story to a single, highly skilled developer to finish it outside the sprint. Answer: B. Move the incomplete story back to the product backlog for re-estimation and reprioritization by the product owner. If a user story cannot be completed within a sprint due to unforeseen challenges, the most appropriate action is to return it to the product backlog. This allows the product owner to re-evaluate its priority against other items, and the team can then re-estimate it with the new understanding of its complexity. This maintains transparency, avoids compromising quality by rushing or delivering incomplete work, and ensures that the team's capacity is respected. It's a key part of Agile's adaptive planning approach, acknowledging that learning occurs throughout the project. Question 28. Which Agile contractual approach encourages collaboration and flexibility rather than fixed scope and price? A. Fixed price, firm fixed, FPFF, contracts. B. Time and materials, T&M, contracts with capped price. C. Cost plus fixed fee, CPFF, contracts. D. Traditional waterfall contracts with detailed scope statements. Answer: B. Time and materials, T&M, contracts with capped price. Time and materials, T&M, contracts, especially when combined with a capped price, are often preferred in agile environments because they allow for flexibility in scope and foster collaboration between the customer and vendor. The T&M component allows the vendor to be reimbursed for the actual time and effort spent, accommodating evolving requirements. The capped price mitigates the customer's risk by setting an upper limit on costs, balancing flexibility with financial predictability. This approach aligns well with Agile's iterative and adaptive nature, where precise upfront requirements are often unavailable. Question 29. A key characteristic of an effective Agile team is its ability to adjust its processes to improve efficiency and effectiveness. Which of the following Scrum events directly supports this characteristic? A. Sprint planning. B. Daily Scrum. C. Sprint review. D. Sprint retrospective. Answer: D. Sprint retrospective. The sprint retrospective is explicitly designed for the Scrum team to inspect itself and create a plan for improvements to be enacted during the next sprint. It provides a dedicated, time-boxed opportunity for the team to reflect on its processes, tools, and interactions, identifying what went well and what could be done better. This event is the cornerstone of continuous improvement, enabling the team to learn from its experiences and adapt its way of working to become more efficient and effective over time. Without regular retrospectives, continuous improvement would be difficult to sustain. Question 30. What does the term technical debt refer to in an Agile project? A. The total amount of money owed for project equipment and software licenses. B. The inevitable cost of new technology upgrades that must be paid annually. C. The implied cost of additional rework caused by choosing an easy but limited solution now instead of a better approach that would take longer. D. The financial burden of hiring external technical consultants. Answer: C. The implied cost of additional rework caused by choosing an easy but limited solution now instead of a better approach that would take longer. Technical debt is a metaphor for the long-term consequences of making expedient, short-term decisions during software development that prioritize speed over quality or proper design. It represents the interest that must be paid in the future through additional rework, increased maintenance efforts, and slower feature development. For example, rushing a feature implementation without proper testing or refactoring might save time initially but will likely cause more bugs and slowdowns later. Managing technical debt is crucial for the long-term health and sustainability of a product. Question 31. An Agile team is about to start a new project, and the customer has a very vague idea of the final product but knows their target market. What is the most important piece of information the product owner should initially focus on eliciting from the customer? A. A detailed list of all possible features they might ever want. B. A comprehensive project schedule and budget for the next 2 years. C. The vision and high-level objectives that define value for the customer and their users. D. A complete set of user interface mockups and design specifications. Answer: C. The vision and high-level objectives that define value for the customer and their users. When requirements are vague, the most critical starting point for the product owner is to understand the overarching product vision and the high-level objectives that define what value truly means to the customer and their target users. This foundational understanding allows the product owner to prioritize and guide the development of the minimal viable product, MVP, and subsequent iterations, even if specific features are still unclear. Focusing on the why before the what ensures that the team builds the right product and provides strategic direction. Question 32. Which of the following best describes the role of a facilitator in Agile meetings? A. To dictate the agenda and make all decisions for the team. B. To ensure discussions stay on track, are productive, and that all voices are heard, without leading the content. C. To act as the sole note-taker and distribute minutes after the meeting. D. To resolve technical conflicts by choosing the best solution. Answer: B. To ensure discussions stay on track, are productive, and that all voices are heard, without leading the content. A facilitator in an Agile meeting, often the Scrum Master, acts as a neutral guide who helps the team achieve its meeting objectives effectively and efficiently. Their role is to ensure that the meeting stays focused, manages time, encourages participation from all attendees, and handles conflicts or tangents constructively. The facilitator doesn't contribute to the content of the discussion or make decisions for the team, but rather creates an environment where the team can collaborate productively and reach their own conclusions. This support helps the team to be more self-organizing. Question 33. An Agile team is implementing continuous integration, CI. What is the primary benefit of this practice? A. To allow developers to work in isolation for long periods. B. To merge code changes frequently into a central repository and automatically verify them, detecting integration errors early. C. To generate comprehensive project documentation for every code commit. D. To enforce a strict, manual code review process before any code is merged. Answer: B. To merge code changes frequently into a central repository and automatically verify them, detecting integration errors early. Continuous integration, CI, is an Agile engineering practice where developers frequently merge their code changes into a main branch of a shared repository, typically several times a day. Each merge triggers an automated build and test process to quickly detect and locate integration errors. This practice reduces the risk of large, complex integration problems, ensures the code base is always in a working state, and provides faster feedback to developers on their changes, leading to higher quality software. It's foundational for continuous delivery and reducing technical debt. Question 34. What is the main purpose of a spike in an Agile project? A. To create a detailed architectural design for the entire project. B. To conduct a short, time-boxed research or exploration effort to reduce uncertainty about a technical or functional issue. C. To develop a fully functional, small feature that can be released to customers. D. To fix critical bugs discovered during a sprint. Answer: B. To conduct a short, time-boxed research or exploration effort to reduce uncertainty about a technical or functional issue. A spike is a short, time-boxed activity, typically a user story in itself, dedicated to research, investigation, or experimentation to gain knowledge and reduce uncertainty. Teams use spikes to explore new technologies, clarify complex requirements, estimate difficult work more accurately, or prototype a solution before committing to full development. For instance, a team might use a spike to determine the feasibility of integrating a new third-party API. It's a valuable tool for de-risking future development and making informed decisions. Question 35. An Agile project team needs to manage risks effectively. Which of the following approaches is most aligned with Agile principles for risk management? A. Creating a comprehensive, static risk register at the beginning of the project and updating it annually. B. Identifying risks early, prioritizing them, and incorporating risk mitigation activities into daily work and iterative planning. C. Transferring all project risks to external third parties through insurance or specialized contracts. D. Ignoring risks until they become major problems, then forming an emergency task force to address them. Answer: B. Identifying risks early, prioritizing them, and incorporating risk mitigation activities into daily work and iterative planning. Agile risk management is proactive, iterative, and integrated into the team's ongoing work. It involves continuously identifying new risks, re-evaluating existing ones, and prioritizing them based on their potential impact and likelihood. Mitigation strategies, such as breaking down large stories, conducting spikes, or improving the definition of done, are then incorporated directly into sprint planning and daily activities. This continuous approach, often discussed in retrospectives and daily stand-ups, allows the team to adapt quickly to emerging risks and reduces their overall impact on the project.